안녕하세요 여러분, 엠사입니다. Hi everyone, Margarita here, and I'm finally back to studying Korean. For those of you who have been following my YouTube channel, I have kind of taken a break for a very long time. I think since that time I took topic 2 in November of last year, I've just kind of taken the topic, passed with a level that I wanted, made a bunch of videos about it. If you want to check them out, they should be somewhere above. And then I just kind of lost the motivation and inspiration. I did not feel motivated to actively sit down and study. I mean, I tried everything. New textbooks, new smartphone apps, new little desktop applications and different platforms. And I was even invited to like the sweetest Korean study group I have ever participated in. And I have just been such a terrible study buddy where I could not just no. But recently, I have been invited to participate in Richmond Sejong's Korean Learning Institute's new Korean online learning course. It's a 15 weeks course, it's an advanced course, we get a bunch of material thrown at us every week, we gotta study it, we discuss it every week, and then at the end, we do an exam and then we get a certificate, which is kind of cool. And I feel like these little things is what really motivates me to get back into studying and really feel the joy of sinking my teeth again into the beautiful juiciness of the Korean language. But anyhow, I have stumbled upon a very interesting Korean grammatical point as I've been going through the material sent to me by the Sejong Institute, and I thought I'd share it with you guys because I found it really interesting, and I haven't done a weekly Korean in a bajillion years. So today we're going to be going over a very interesting Korean grammatical point that you all already know of because you read the title of this video and that's why you clicked on it. Oh wow, being in the UK really rubs off on me. I've become so sarcastic, you guys. But in all seriousness, we're gonna be going over 우려면 or 려면 with you guys today, which basically indicates your intention to do something or a plan. And normally, if it is not used in a question form, it is used in a multi-clause sentence where the first clause you add it to a verb that indicates that you're planning to do that particular verb, and then in the second clause you highlight the conditions that need to be fulfilled in order for your intention to come to fruition, and that's how you kind of start forming slightly more complicated sentences in Korean. Also, for all of you advanced learners, I'm going to give you the definition of this particle in Korean as well, because I've recently found that trying to learn Korean in Korean and trying to explain something that you don't know in the Korean that you do know is like the #1 best way to improve your Korean. So the definition goes like 으려면, 려면은 그 일을 할 의대가 있음을 가정할 때 쓰입니다. So you use it when you have an intent to do something. Now let's go over some examples I've picked up from the textbooks that we were assigned in our course. I think it's the Sejong Korean Conversation number 4 textbook. I'll put the links in the description to the Sejong Institute's website. I mean, they have so many online resources and they're amazing. Alright, so one of the examples I saw was a little conversation between a younger and a slightly older person, and the younger person went like, 와, 나이에 비해 정말 건강해 보이세요. 혹시 특별한 비결이 있으신가요? And the older one replies with, 나이보다 건강하게 살려면 꾸준히 운동을 해야 하지요. So basically the first person said, wow, you look so healthy for your age. Do you have any special secrets? 비결. And the older person responds with, if you want to live healthier than your age, or more like if you want to appear healthier, or I think they're alluding to appearing younger than your age, then you should regularly exercise. 꾸준히 운동을 해야. And we have the 지요, which just reiterates the, you know, you should be regularly exercising, right? And this is a perfect example of this multi-clause sentence where you have the first part, 나이보다 건강하게 살려면, and then you have a condition that needs to happen for this to be fulfilled. You need to 꾸준히 운동하고, you need to exercise regularly. Here's an example of this little particle being used in a question. I mean, obviously this can be used in the answer to this question as well, but just some variety for you guys. And it goes like, 자존감을 높이려면 어떻게 해야 할까요? What should I do to raise my self-esteem? 자존감 is self-esteem. 어떻게 해야 할까요? Is what should I do? And raise would be 높이다. And here we connect it to 려면 to give it a meaning of what should I do if I have an intent of raising my self-esteem? And the answer to that, at least in this textbook where I got this example from, goes like 자신이 잘할 수 있다고 스스로를 믿는 게 필요해요. And it basically means that you have to have the confidence that you can do well and you have to believe in yourself. Because we have 자신이 잘할 수 있다고. 자신 is like confidence, using it together with 잘할 수 있다고, which means being able to do something well, so having the confidence that you are able to do it well, and then believing in yourself. 스스로 is yourself, oneself. 믿는 게 comes from 믿다, to believe, and then 필요해요, which is a verb for to need. Normally when I learn a new grammatical point from a textbook, I usually head over to the internet and try to find some other kind of adjacent little topics that I can learn more in-depth information about this particular topic. And I did do that. And I did find a little interesting example that How to Study Korean gave in one of their blog posts, where they basically spoke about how you can substitute 으려면 with 고 싶으면, which essentially means if, 면, 고 싶다, you want to do. If you want to do something, the rest of the sentence follows, which is pretty much the exact same thing we've been talking about. But there is a slight contextual difference between 으려면 and 고 싶으면, and that's what I wanted to discuss right now. Basically, let's say you have a sentence where you say that in order to become a doctor or in order to go to university, you have to, yes, you have to study a lot. And that sentence would go something like 의사가 되고 싶으면 공부를 많이 해야 돼요. Or 의사가 되려면 공부를 많이 해야 돼요. When you use 려면, you are emphasizing that whatever you are intending to do requires effort, and it's not like a little easy peasy task. I mean, if becoming a doctor or going to university is a pretty easy feat for you, then obviously you can just use 고 싶으면, but generally you'd use it in a sentence where you're just like 편의점에 가고 싶으면 그냥 가. Just go, really. If you want to go to a convenience store, you just kind of should go. Because it's simple and it's an easy task and it doesn't require a lot of effort unless you live on like the 11th floor and your elevator is broken, then you can absolutely use 려면 because whew, that'll be some effort going down all these flights of stairs. And with that said, I hope all of you are having the most wonderful end of the week and are looking forward to your weekend. Let me know if this was helpful, useful, interesting, entertaining. I try to be funny sometimes. And if you want to see more of these little deep dives into Korean grammar like I used to do, I really want to get our weekly Korean playlist to 100 videos. I think we're pretty close. What episode is this? If you have any other questions about Korean grammar that you want me to make videos about, leave all of these in the comment section and I'll chat with you and I'll take inspiration from you and we will learn together. And this ending is becoming way too long, so I'm just going to bid you guys adieu and see you in my next video. Bye! 안녕!